business income. The business income is earned from the running through business. They include profits from goods sold or services rendered. Third thing is investment income, that is earned from investments such as dividend, interest, and capital gains. Fourth thing is rental income. It is renting out from the properties such as houses, apartments, or commercial spaces. Informal source of income, that is agricultural income. The income earned from the farming, livestock, or other agricultural activities. Second thing in informal source of income is self-employment. Self-employment is the income earned from the workers as a freelancer or a consultant or an independent contractor. It is the second source. Third one is remittance. The income that is received from family members or friends who living abroad. The fourth is odd jobs. The income earned from performing odd jobs such as tutoring, pet sitting, or house sitting. And the third head, that is a governmental source of income. The first thing is they're getting income through pension. The income earned from governmental pension such as old age pension or disabled pension, that is all comes under governmental source of income. Subsidies. The income received from governmental subsidies, such subsidies from for the farmers or business people, small business people, owners. Third thing is grants, that is received from governmental grants such as government for education or research purpose. The fourth one for the other source of income, that is the person who earns, that is inheritance. The income received from inherited property, assets, or money from deceased family member or a friend. In the other source of income, the second head is gifts. The income received from gifts such as cash or a property received from family members or friends. Third thing is royalty. The income earned from royalty such as royalty from the book sales, musical listening, or patent listening, licensing. These are all some of the income that the Indians getting. These four are our sources of income. In the next slide, we're going to see about average monthly earnings of an individual. Average monthly, there is a facts which is collected from the governmental website. That is an average monthly income of an Indian through employment, that is from rural areas and urban areas as a classification. The self-employed person in rural areas, they're getting 10,200 as a income. If it is a person who is living in urban area, if he is self-employed, he getting 17,991 as their income. If it is a head as a salaried people, regular salaried people, in the rural areas, they gained about 15,177. If he is an urban employee or urban salaried people, they get about 21,826 on an average. If he is a casual employee or casual labor, they're getting rural areas as 8,000, nearly 8,000. In urban areas, they get about 9,750. There is monthly earnings of an individual. That is, and an average, they get about, as a self-employed, they're getting nearly 12,000. If he is a regular salaried employee, they get about 19,000. If he is a casual labor, they're getting 8,200 as a monthly earnings. We're going to see about the expenditure part. What are the expenditure part of an Indian? It is classified as house expenses. That is, first thing is rental expenses, utility expenses, that is electricity, water, gas, internet. These are all comes under utility expenses. The third thing is maintenance and repair expenses. These three are comes under housing expenses. The next thing is food expenses. That is, they spent on average in Indian, they spent more on food expenses only, because for spending of food expenses, that is glossary, for the glossary and dining out and meals delivery. These things comes under food expenses. Then third thing is, very important thing is transportation, for vehicle loans or through fuels, for insurance, maintenance purpose, public transportation costs. Then under the head of next one is health care. The major portion of our Indian is spent for medical expenses only. 30 to 40% of our income are spent for medical expenses. That is, they taking medical insurance premium, paying the medical insurance, out-of-pocket medical expenses, prescribed medications, health and wellness expenses. That is for gym membership, fitness classes. And next very important expenses is insurance for our life, for our disabled pension, insurance, for the rental insurance premium, or for the home expense bonus. Next thing is, sixth one is educational expenses. The tuition fees is a very important one for the children purpose. They spend on an average Indian spend more amount. They give priority for the educational purpose only, for the educating their children. They spend about 30 to 40% of their income for the education purpose of their same children's, for collecting the course materials of the children's, online courses, subscriptions, for the extra courses of computerized work, or through, if it is a kids, they spend the amount for abacus classes. Likewise, they spend more. And the last head is repayment, debt repayment expenses. That is for credit card payments, personal loan debts, for the mortgage debts. They spend. These are all some of the expenses we spend. It is shown in the next slide that how an Indian household spends, whether he is rich or poor. In the urban areas, if you are an average self-employed, the people, they spend about 6,000 rupees in a month. If he is a regular wage or a salaried employee, he spent about 7,100 rupees per month. If he is a casual labor, 4,300 is spent for the household expenses. It is in the rural areas, the self-employed in agriculture, they spent about 3,700 rupees. If he is a self-employed non-agricultural labor, they spent about 4,000. If he is a salaried employee, he spent 3,500. If he is a regular salaried employee in non-agriculture, they spent about 4,500. Casual labor, 3,200. Others, 4,600. Why I'm showing this is, on an average, people getting in the rural areas, they're getting some 10,000 rupees, but they spend about 4,000 to 4,500 as their household expenses. If it is in the urban area, average people getting is 19,000, but they spent about for the household expenses is 8,700 rupees. This is the statistical data. Next one, I shown you that people who living in rural areas, they concentrate or they spend about 53% for their food. For the fuel purpose, they spent about 8%. For the clothing and the food wares, they spent about 7%. For the education purpose, they spent 3.5%. Rural people in India, they spent medical expenses as 6.7%. For the conveyance purpose, they spent about 4%. Consumer services purpose, they spent about 4%. Entertainment, 5%. Rent, 0.5%. The durable goods, they spent about 4.5%. For the others, 3%. In the next slide, that is for the urban people, they spent a lesser than the rural people, that is 43% for food. They spent about 6% in the fuel, 6% for the clothing, 7% for the education, 5.5% for the medical, 6% for the conveyance. For the consumer services purpose, they spent about 5%. Entertainment, 6%. 6% is for rent. Durable goods is 5%. And others is 2%. When comparing this, the people in India are spending pattern maybe slightly differs from the rural as well as urban. In the next slide, I have to show you that how the financial goals of an Indian is changing. If an Indian in 2009, they concentrate, they given rank first for their children's education only. They spend 30 to 40% of their income for their children's education. Second financial goal is to get or buying a house. Third thing is they save for the money for the future retirement purpose. Fourth thing is they have to buy a car. Fifth preference is going to children's marriage. Sixth one is for vacation purpose. Seventh one is for health needs. Eighth one is for supporting the parents. Ninth importance is given to upgrading their lifestyle. 10th one is for paying their loans. It is changing after 10 years. That is, in 2009 statistical data, the first position remains same. That is children's education. It is because it is day by day, children's education cost become higher. So they ranked number one continuously for education purpose of the children's. Second thing in 2009 is getting or buying a house. But in 2019 to 20, it may In 2009, the sixth position is given for vacations. But in 2019 to 20, it will be changes to second position. Why? The people in India are having more stress. After the period of COVID, they have some stress in financial resources, getting the financial income. The third position is given in the 2020 as buying a house. Fourth one is for retirement. Fifth one is going to be buying a car. Sixth one is upgrading the life cycle. Sixth one is for upgrading the lifestyle of their pattern. Seventh one is for children's marriage. Eighth one is a new one in 2019 and 21 because the people want to start a business because they want more income to run the life because there is no permanent income in the life. Many more people are working in private sectors. The government sector giving lower employees only. After the retirement of government employees, there is no chances to get into the governmental jobs. So the people in India are having a aim to start a business. And the next thing is given to health needs. The last thing is for paying their loans. In the next slide, I want to show you that what are the payment modes. As an Indian, in the past 10 years back, 10 to 15 years back, our expenditures are made, disposal of income is through, spending mode is through cash only. The 100% of a product, whatever you purchase or save, only through in cash. Now the lifestyle is changing. The spending pattern of an Indian is changes. They're going into the payment modes like digital payments. The credit cards and the debit cards is the most popular spending mode with many Indians who using them for the online transactions, shopping and the dining facilities. The mobile wallets, very important thing. The mobile wallets is a popular mode in today's mode of Indian who spending there for their expenses through Google Pay, Paytm, and Phone Pay is they are gaining popularity, especially among the younger Indians, younger citizens of India. 6% of our income or expenditure is through net banking. Online banking services are widely used for bill payments, funds transfers, and shopping. Nowadays, the popular mode is UPI. It gives 4% for the bill payments as well as the transactions. Next, I show you that what are the cons or disadvantage point of ones who are using mobile wallets. The people who is using the mobile wallets are increasing in recent years, offering convenience and use of a daily transaction. But there is a concern that adoption of mobile wallets may lead to decrease in our investments. There are potential reasons. That is, the first reason is it will reduce the cash flow of our Indian. The mobile wallets can lead to reduce our cash flow as the users tend to spend more frequently the mobile wallets like Google Pay or Phone Pay. This will reduce the individual to invest in the long-term investments or long-term assets. It will reduce or increase our consumption pattern. The mobile wallets will facilitate increasing the consumption as the users are more likely to impulse purchase. This will increase the consumption, lead to reduced cap savings and investments. The mobile wallets that will gives a lack of financial discipline. That is, it is easier to use to overspend their money. They may not feel the pain of parting their physical cash. This lack of financial discipline can lead to decrease in the investment. Dependence on credit. The mobile wallets can encourage users to rely on credit, which leads to debt accumulation. Debt accumulation may reduce the investment. They may prioritize debt repayment over investments. The mobile wallets are reducing our savings rates. This will, the users of mobile wallets may more likely to spend their disposable income. By way of using our more frequently using the mobile wallets, we spend more, we save or invest less. Then I move to savings part. Savings is an income which is not spent or deferred consumption. I show you the picture. The past years, we save like this only through way of paying or putting your money in the house itself. In the next slide, I asked you some questions. That is, how much are you trying to save? Second thing is, what is your timeline for saving? Third thing is, what are you trying to achieve? Right? And an average Indian, in experts' point of view, I tell that an average Indian must have to save 30 to 40%, because future is uncertain. Because in past decades, the persons who in India are, many of them are government employees. They get retirement benefits from the government. Nowadays, it is changing. The private employees are more than government employees. So, when there is no pension at all today, so we want to save more for the retirement periods after our working period. So, my suggestion is to save up to 30 to 40% of your income. Nowadays, we are getting the income or salary from bank itself through bank accounts. So, my suggestion is to give banks that standing instruction to payment their your savings parts. What is the timeline for saving? For this question, I have to answer that There is two options for investments. One is a long term, another one is short term. If you have short term goals, you need not to take more risk. That is my suggestion. If you have long term goals, you need to get a long term source only. What are you trying to achieve? Once you have your financial goals in place, you can set a target performance on return and the savings. Then you find the assets that match you with the plan. Next one, I'm going to take part as investment parts. Investment is an essential part of a wealth creation, but it helps you get inflation to fulfill your financial goals and also stabilize in your financial future. Investment is a commitment of funds and assets which ultimate objective of getting a return. Wherever you make an investment, we need to get a return. Whether it's from the form of a regular income or a capital gain or through more. In the next slide, I want to show you the investment needs of an investor. What is the need of an investor? First thing, the need is they want to secure their safety, their original capital. Apart from you take any mode of investment, whether it may be a short term or a long term, whatever it may be, you need to carefully analyze the safety or the security for your investment. Next thing is you want to increase your wealth. The third thing is I want to clarify with you, that is comfort factor. Fourth thing is for tax efficiency. Fifth one is for tax efficiency, life cover, income, which is through whether it may be a high return or lower return. We don't want to lose your capital. The first thing is important. You maybe to reduce your portfolio constructions. Whatever it may be, your liquidity also very much important. As important case like COVID time, you need to easily withdraw your income or investment amount. The final one is for communication. In the next slide, I want to show you that what are the prime focus in different investment. And investor, we need to give a prime focus first on safety of our capital or getting a regular income. That is the first thing we need to. Second thing is for capital appreciation or funds invested. Third thing is that is tax avoidance or exemption from the tax. Fourth one, that is a hedge against inflation. Due to the price changes, we want to change our investment pattern also. And the fifth thing, liquidity or marketability of assets. That is, we need to withdraw at any point of time. And the next thing is diversification of our investments. That is also very much important. We need not to focus more number of portfolio with you. We need to simplify your diversification of your funds. Legality and the freedom from here. You need to focus, that is, how to have a prime focus on that only, the governmental source of income, not through investment in illegal activities. These are some of the prime focus in different investments. I repeat once again, you need to focus on safety of your goal or capital. Next thing is capital appreciation. Third one is even for tax avoidance. Fourth thing is hedging against inflation. Fifth one is liquidity. Sixth one is for diversification of funds. Sixth one is legality and the freedom from the cap. Next, I want to show you that how an intelligent investors in India. Who are the intelligent investors? They, in India, investors having various backgrounds and professions. Some common characteristics of our Indian investors are, the first one is a long-term perspective. They, as an Indian intelligent investor, their focus is on long-term growth, not on short-term growth. Second thing is financial literacy. They have to good understanding of financial performance or finance, investing and stock market. They have a full literacy on share market investments. They do fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis. That is, in fundamental analysis, you know, EAC framework. Every individual who is going to invest in the stock market, they need to know the fundamentals of investments as well as technical analysis we have to see. Risk management. They understand how to manage a risk and diversify the investments. As an intelligent investor, they know the risk, whether it may be a higher or lower. They know the risk as well as they know the returns also. Discipline approach. They stick to their investment strategy, not on impulse decision on emotions. These four things are very much important for an intelligent investor in India. Every person have to know this. Next one, I have to show you one picture. What is the picture? If you see the picture, you see the ice creams, different types of ice creams with the brand name of one, that is Arun ice cream. It is comes under the Hudson Group. It is started in the year 1970s. Once the Arun ice cream is started, they increase their products also, different product lines. Once in the period of time, they want to grow their business. Their intelligent idea is to expand their business or promoting their business through conducting exhibitions. Once if they're conducting the exhibition on some part of Tamil Nadu, on the time they given promotion as advertisements, that is, you spend 8 rupees for an hour. Entry fees is 8 rupees for an exhibition. And if the person who enters after the payment of entry fees, the company will show on advertising banner, that is cost price of the ice creams, various ice cream they are manufacturing with their cost or selling price. After seeing the participant who is go there, they eat all those things for an hour, 1 hour time. After 1 hour, the person who comes out of exhibition, they are all calculating how much they earn each. That is, maybe it for 200 rupees or 500 rupees or 700 rupees. The crowd who left from the exhibition, they think that they eat more than 500 rupees or 600 rupees or 700 rupees. The intelligent investor of the company repeat the same in various parts of Tamil Nadu for promoting their business. Once the people eat their ice cream in first time, they go for the second exhibition and third exhibition also. They eat repeatedly. The company promotion practices to taste their ice creams. Public, they taste their ice creams. After the persons who tasted their ice creams, they go to the ice cream parlors, they ask the higher rate of ice cream for their menu. That is the achievement of an intelligent investor. Why I'm saying this is, if you start a business or start an investment, you need not to take more returns on first year itself. It is not the time to get back your investment within 1 year. It is not possible. Day by day, if products is reachable, after that only you get income as well. So if you want to start a venture capital or a business, you need to wait for a long period of time. Same is given for all the investments. That is a moral of this story of Hudson Group, Arun Ice Creams. Next, I want to show you the financial awareness. What is the need of an Indian investor? The financial awareness is their ability to understand and manage the personal finance effectively. It involves having a knowledge of various financial aspects, products, services, as well as their ability to apply their knowledge to make informed decision making. In the picture, you seen that these are all the important for financial awareness. If it is a informed decision making, the financial awareness enables individual to make informed decision making about their financial resources. And the second thing is the financial stability. The financial awareness helps individual to manage their finances effectively, reducing the risk of financial instability. And the third one, the wealth creation. The financial awareness is essential for creating wealth over time. The financial awareness is reduces our debt. The financial awareness helps to manage the debts, reduce the risk of debt traps, and it will improve the credit score of an individuals. Manage the credit score effectively, improving the access to credit. How an Indian get a financial awareness? They participate in financial literacy programs, active management in financial workshops, seminars, and the involvement in financial education courses, knowledge on annual and terminal income, familiar in entry and exit timing of investments, acquaintance on safety and principles invested, aware on present and future value of their assets. These are all the some of the things we get awareness of the financial plans. Next, I want to show you that what are the psychology of our investors in India. As a behavioral pattern, they are risk aversion pattern. What is the risk aversion? Many Indian investors are preserving the capital over pursuing growth, leading to the preference for the fixed income securities or instruments. Second thing in the behavioral pattern is short-term focus. As an Indian investor, they often prioritize for short-term gains over long-term period for the wealth creation. They lead to frequently buying and selling activity. Third thing is a lack of diversification. Indian investors may not focus on more familiar assets or diversifying the funds. They much preference to given preference to the traditional mode of investment, that is a gold, real estate, savings, other than their portfolios. The fourth thing in the behavioral pattern is investment based on tips. Some investors in India rely on tips of recommendation from friends, family, and they're getting sources from conducting the research. Cultural influence. How the cultural influence may focus on investments. That is, first one is a family and social pressure. Indian investors may have a social pressure influenced by the family members, social network when they're taking their investment decisions. The second thing is cultural values. They are given importance for the savings and pursuing wealth may be deeply ingrained in Indian culture. They lead to focus on only on low risk investments. Third thing is festive and auspicious. Some Indian investors may time their investment only based on festive or auspicious occasions, such as they invest only on duration of Deepavali or through Akshaya Tritiya, Pongal. The next thing is trust and creditability. Indian investor may prioritize investing with their trusted and creditable instruments. The individuals may, such as family members, as well-established financial institutions, they trust on their family members only. Next thing, the third one is demographic factors influence. Age. The younger Indians invest more open to taking risks and invest in equities. Older investors may prefer conservative options. Age. The higher of income groups of Indians, they invest in equities, mutual funds. In the education wise, the investors higher education, having higher education may be an informed investment decision. They are avoid emotional biases. Geography. The investors from urban areas have an information and opportunity compared to the rural areas. I deeply discuss in future slides. Next to move to psychology factor, that the fourth one is emotional biases. Herding behavior. Indian investors often follow the crowd, investing in popular assets schemes without conducting through research. They having a lower aversion. Indian investors are tend to more fearful of loss than enthusiastic about their gains, leading to the risk aversion and missed opportunities. Anchoring biases. Investors often rely too heavily on past performance or initial information, failing to adjust their investment decision based upon the new data. They are farming efforts. The way investment information is presented, positively or negatively, they influence on decisions. These are all some of them about psychology of our investors. Next, I want to show you that is what are the perception of our Indian avenues, investment avenues of Indian investors. They focus on short-term and long-term investments. They often access historical performance of assets. They are experts in analyzing returns of traditional and modern avenues. They are the administrator of effective strategy for hedge against inflation. They are able to know the investment opportunity and financial markets. They lead to forecast potential gain in investments. They employed personal strategies to select investments. They are using technology-enabled tools to forecast their investments. These are some of the perceptions of our Indian instruments or avenues. Then I want to move to the next one is that is investment avenues. What are the investment avenues in India? And increasing personal income can lead there a greater happiness. However, although rising income can be linked to improved moods and life assessments, it is not the sole determinant of happiness. The other factors such as social connection, health, personal fulfillment also play a crucial role in overall well-being. For the typical Indian investor or individual, the savings were limited to risk-free avenues such as bank deposits, FDs, and PPF or pension schemes. However, in recent times in India, the retail investors have taken their trading themselves, choosing their savings to invest in mutual funds, stocks, and bonds. The retail investors are investors who invest their own savings directly into the stock market, even though they are not trained or certified in order to enhance their personal earnings. In the data which is given by the NSE, the NSE data shows that in the last 5 years, from 2019 to 23, over 120 million investors are registered newly. In January 2024 alone, more than 5.4 million investors are added in the NSE. So, Indian investors are moving towards risk pattern also, taking risk. I shown you in the next slide as what are the traditional investment avenues of an Indian investor. As Indian investor, their first priority goes to bank deposits, FDs, fixed deposits. Now, Indian investor or bank is providing 7 to 8% for their time 2 to 5 years. of your fixed deposits. 7% is the interest rate. The second preference is given to post office savings schemes. And Indian investors, they focus on getting back their capital. So they need a low risk. So they invest in post office savings schemes like PPF, Public Provident Fund. It is a most popular investment part, that is a Public Provident Fund. Apart from your PF, the Public Provident Fund, it may be through post office or through banks. Public Provident Fund is having a lock-in period of 15 years. For 15 years, you may invest up to 70,000 in a year. For a regular monthly basis, you have to spend or invest some maybe 500 or 1,000 or 5,000, whatever it may be. If you invest in Public Provident Fund, up to today, their returns is 8.7%. Next, our traditional investment is Provident Funds, PF. It is very, very important for the salaried people. If the institution is deducting the Provident Fund up to 12% from our monthly income, that is important savings. From my point of view, that is my own experience. I worked for institution up to 8 years. I invest some or put my income 3,400 from my monthly expenditure to Provident Fund. Now, in the 8th year, it comes around 4 lakhs rupees. It is a major savings. So, you need not to take the loan from the Provident Fund. Whatever it may be expenses you spend, you need not to take any much of amount. It may be a meager amount or a greater amount. It is only savings for our future. So, Provident Fund is very much important for our life. Then, fourth thing is a very popular thing in India: gold, silver, and stones. Statistical data that is shown that an average of gold for the total 24 carats, now it is 71,000, nearly 71,000. In 1960s, it may be only less than 16 or 17 rupees. Now it is cost 71,000 rupees. So it is a very important investment. In future years, it may be going up to 1 lakh. Next one is real estate investment or land. The popular investment in rural areas, because agricultural people, they more concentrating on purchasing land only. Their investment is only through in land, not on modern trends of investment or various investment. They only focus on how they getting more lands. That is the important factor they use. Next one is the money market instruments. That is commercial paper, treasury bills, certificate deposits from the government perspective. These are all short-term purpose. Money market instrument is a short-term one. You're getting simply getting 8 to 9% of income from that investments. Next one is insurance policies. This is This one is a very much important one.
ஐயோ விட மாட்டீங்களே. நீ எப்பமா மாட்டின?
நானாதான் மாட்டேன்.
நீயே வந்து மாட்டீங்கயா? இங்க 1475. ஓ நீ 1476 போட்டீங்களா? நாங்க இங்க தான் 1475 போடுறோம்.
நான் சொல்லி முடிச்சிடுறேன்.
Please mute your
Sorry,
insurance
sir,
policy.
I have muted. You can continue.
Okay. And the traditional investment avenues, the insurance take part more effective one, because in the future days and now advertisements are given for repeatedly that your future is uncertain. Long-term plans are done through insurance policies only. If you take term policy, if insurance company started, they start with the term policies only. After the death of an individual only, they get back the amount. But today is different. You plan for your children's marriage or children's education, or for your retirement benefits or retirement pensions. Different type of schemes are available. For example, in some part of last decade, that scheme that is Jeevan Anand in LIC, they given advertisement as in Tamil, they advertise that Vaadum Bodum Valkikku Piragum. That is one who getting their income, get back their returns in their life period itself or after their life period. The two type of returns is given for that scheme. So insurance is very much important for your objective of future objectives. Insurance take major parts. Next one is modern investments. What are the modern investments available in India? First thing is equity shares. Now, the curiosity of an Indian investor is focusing their investment in equity shares. They want to invest in shares. They get the young Indians are taking more risk to get return from the shares. They are interested to invest in shares. The one thing I want to say that you need to analyze the shares, companies, industry positions, governmental grants for that organizations before you investing in the share market. And if you start your investment in shares slowly through small investments, not a big amount of some investors, they invest more amount or total savings in share market. It is somewhat it is a gambling process. It is speculating process also. So you need to carefully before investing in shares. There's a risky investment. Then second one is mutual funds. Mutual funds is a growing popular one in India. There are different plans available in mutual funds. Very important thing, 3 funds. That is equity-oriented funds, debt-oriented funds, hybrid-oriented funds are available in mutual funds. It is run by the professional peoples, but you need to read the offer document before you investing. You see the advertisements of mutual funds. They given that tagline that mutual funds are subject to market risk. Before investing into it, you carefully read the offer documents. Whatever the things given in the offer document, you need to focus on that. Third thing is the derivative, highly riskful investment. So if you want to focus on that, you need to analyze before you investing on that. And the commodities now is also an important or is a growing investment in India. Before investments, you need to get the fundamentals, read the fundamentals, get the experts' opinion, get the read some financial dailies or journals before enter into the fields of commodities and derivatives. Next one is I want to tell about the ETF, exchange traded funds, and REITs, that is a real estate investment trust. This is a growing one. That is a real estate investment trust is a if you own or finance real estate properties and provide a ways for individual to invest in real estate without directly owning physical properties. REITs can be publicly traded on stock exchanges, allow individuals to buy and sell shares. There's also some advantages. They're getting a regular income. They easily go into the stock exchanges and trade directly. And they get experiences from opinion from professionals. And economic of scale, it reduce the cost of an investors also. Somehow it is also having some disadvantages. It have more volatility, difficult to analyze of market conditions. These are some of the modern avenues. Next, I want to show you a different perspective. That is, what is a investment or what are the strategies of an individual before marriage? If a person in India before marriage, his risk tolerance level is high. They want to set their financial goal as wealth accumulation. Their investment horizon is long term. They want to invest in shares, stocks, mutual funds. If it is a married person, the person who is married with a child, his risk level is changes. They are conservatives. Their financial goal is education savings, wealth accumulation. Their time horizon is medium. Their financial instrument they invest is through stocks and mutual funds, and also in governmental source of income. Life insurance also they invest. Next one is senior citizens. In the lifestyle of life cycle, the senior citizens are conservative in risk. Their financial goal is to income generation, wealth preservation. Their short-term goal is to, they are focusing on short-term only. They invest only on fixed income securities, annuities, likewise only. They are not focusing on share market or mutual funds. They want safety for their capital because they invest their 35 years of experience amount So they carefully invest in or choosing the investment avenues. These are the family life cycle I show. Next one is geographical pattern. How an urban investors in India invest. They choose their risk tolerance is high. An urban investor, they want to moderate or higher return. Their time limit for their investment is long term. They are not investing short term. They invest in long term. Their financial goal is the retirement benefits or wealth accumulation. They invest in stock market, mutual funds because they having awareness on those products. Urban investors. Next, I want to show you that rural investors, how rural investors are in India are investing. They are conservative in risk. Their time limit or time horizon is medium term, not a long term or short term. They focus on medium term. Their financial goal is to get the retirement amount or wealth preservation. They focus on fixed income securities series, that is commercial or certificate of deposits. They are not risk takers. They are risk aversion persons. They want a smaller percentage of returns. They don't take much risk. So it is a geographical pattern of India. Next, I want to show how the international investors focus. They are aggressive. International investors are aggressive. Why? They are they are getting more income from international levels. They get more income. So they want to get wealth accumulation, that they want to invest in lands or companies' shares. They are investors in ETF or international stocks. Then I classify the investments with the gender-based. Male investors. In India, the male investors are taking more risk. So they need to invest in long-term funds. They focus on retirement benefits or health accumulation, wealth accumulation. They want to know or they want to interestedly invest in stocks and mutual funds as a male investor. Next, in the gender-based, next one is a female investor. The female investors are conservatives, not risk takers. They focus on medium-term investments. Their financial goal is in the retirement, wealth preservation, or their financial products are fixed income securities or series. Moreover, the female investors are similar to rural investors. In the age category, I classified into young professional, middle-aged professional, and retirees. From the first classification, the young professionals, that is the age of 25 to 40, they want to take high risk. Their time horizon is long term. Their financial goal or their plans is to get the amount in the retirement or the wealth accumulation. They focus on ETF, exchange traded funds, mutual funds, stock market. Those things are comes under modern investment in India. The younger Indians are eagerly are investing in those activities because they want to take high risk. They also getting high return. Next, I want to show you that middle-age investors, that is the age of 40 to 60, their investment is moderate, taking risk as a moderate. Their time pattern for the investment is a medium. Their financial goal is to get back the amount in retirement, or their focus is to get the wealth preservation only. They invest in bonds, dividend paying stocks, fixed income securities. They are not aggressive investor because they have some financial goals. That is, they are having children's education, or their focus is to get a house. They get to spend amount in the future benefits. Their focus is like that only. What about the investors, retiring investors, 60%, 60 above? The person who is having age of 60 and above, they are risk tolerance is low. They are not conservatives. They are not long-term investors. They are only focus on short-term. Their financial goal is their income generation, wealth preservation only. Their focusing is on annuities of your granted income. Conservatives, their allocation is more on bonds, not on stocks. Next, without on the slide showing the slides, I want to tell one thing, that income-based classification, that is a lower income investors, their risk pattern is low, conservative. They are focusing on short term. They are basic investors or savings. They are funded for a liquidity purpose, that is emergency purpose only. They savings their amount in bank deposits. Middle income investors, our focus is moderate risk. They are having a medium term investment horizon. Their financial goal is to get back their amount after retirement or wealth accumulation. On the basis of high income securities, they are aggressive investors. Their focus is on long-term investments. Wealth accumulation is their financial goal. Real estate financing or REITs or alternative investments, private equities are their investment patterns. I want to tell occupation-based classification also. For the professionals in India, their risk tolerance is very high. Long-term investor, they are long-term investors. They want to invest in stock, mutual funds. And the next type I want to tell is business owners. They are aggressive investors. They want to invest in venture capital or wealth accumulation. If it is retirees, they are short-term investment, fixed income investment only. Education-based investors, that is the investors who in higher education, they are having financial awareness. They are having a financial literacy also. So they invest in mutual funds, share markets, the modern trends in investments. If it is uh, the schooling level education only, they have a basic, they are having a fear in investing in mutual funds. They are not aggressive investors. They only focus on basic savings only. These are all some of the avenues I have to say. What are the challenges the person who facing in investing, trading, traditional mode of investment? They are getting lower level of their periodical income. They are mismatch in duration of investments. Their ability to predict their investment rate changes are not aligned with their financial planning. They are not aligned with the financial planning. They have a fixed lock-in period. The traditional investment gives comparatively insufficient fund against inflation. It does not give too much returns from the traditional investment patterns. Before the session, the challenges in modern investment avenue also I have to sell. The nature of risk is high. If you choosing the modern investments, your risk pattern is high. Also, you get your return also high. Then, if you are in adverse time, that is risk is high, they get only lower amount of return. They are not able to predict their economy or industrial trends. The modern investors are lacking liquidity of funds. Their highest caution is required to monitor their fund progress, because the modern term investors are taking more risk. So the safety for their or security for their investment is also getting reversed. So they are highly cautious on monitoring the fund progress. The final thing is difficult to understand the investment regulations. The modern term investors are difficult to know the regulations of the government or the SEBI rules. The SEBI rules are changing. So they get awareness from the financial things. So these are all the challenges the modern day investment avenues having. So I want to show, as we are in the salary middle income group or a salary group people, in my point of view, the investment portfolio is our asset allocation. We invest up to 30 to 40% in stocks, 40 to 50% in fixed income securities, 5 to 10% in alternative investments, 5 to 10% in cash and cash equivalents. This is my suggestion that this is the investment pattern I follow. So in the modern days, you are also use this technique that you need to invest 30 to 40% in equities, 40 to 50% in fixed income securities, 5 to 10% in modern day investment, alternative investments, and 5 to 10% in cash and cash equivalents. This is my advice. suggestion that if we are in the middle age, we need not to take more risk because our objectives for the future is important. So before going to take a higher risk, you follow the fundamentals. And you need to read the offer documents or whatever may be the signed documents. You need to take carefully. This is my suggestion. My presentation is over. If you have any questions, you can raise.
Participants, if you have any doubt, you can ask now. So you already have no doubt. So shall we wind up the session, sir? Sir?
Thank you. Thank you all for the listening.
Okay. I would like to thank today's speaker, Radhivalakam sir, for making this session excellent. And I would like to thank all the participants. And all the participants are asked to fill the today's feedback form in the chat window. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.